In the room, there's a lot of people in the room. This is a great place for you guys to go network. Welcome back to the channel. This is Gene with Real Estate Full Circle. I want to discuss a few things on this particular episode. I want to talk about, as you see the title, I went to the Vault, I went to Patrick Bet-David's annual conference. So in this video, I'm going to recap the Vault conference I just went to last week. In this video, I'm going to break down what I learned, how I liked it, what could be done better, how was the event, should you go, and does it make sense for you to pay for the regular, elite, all the different tiers of tickets, and if you like it. So this video, I'm going to cover that so you guys can have a better understanding. I'll give you my feedback. I was a little bit apprehensive going the first year. However, I went because a friend of mine invited me, so they told me just to kind of go, and I went. So let me break these things down in detail for you. So let's get into it. So first, I went to the last one last year, 2021. I had the booking for it here. Both were hosted at the Diplomat. That is in Hollywood Beach, Florida. If you're not familiar with it, that's where Grant Cardone does his 10X. A lot of big heavy hitters do a lot of this stuff here. And this is this year's copy, this year's book. So I went to the conference 2 years in a row, and it was amazing. What I mentioned now is this year. So basically, this is the third edition, is basically cracking the code of life and business. And this is exactly what Patrick's kind of stands for. In the room, there's a lot of people in the room. This is a great place for you guys to go network. You meet a lot of high quality individuals that are in your space. That even if they're not in your space, you need a lot of good connections. I've made several connections that I've stayed in touch with. Some, and you kind of see what it's all about. Some of those didn't kind of make its way out, but some have made good relationships. I'm thankful for them. So you're gonna make a lot of connections, you're gonna make a lot of contact, and you're gonna learn a lot. One of the things I'm going to tell you now is if you're going to this event, there's gonna be a lot of levels of tickets. They're gonna be general, platinum, you're gonna have executive, you're gonna have a CEO and founder. If I'm naming all of them, we paid for the general 2 years back to back, but next year I'll probably end up paying for the executive or the CEO ticket, just because now I kind of get a real sense of it. I like the community, I want to pay for it. But if you're going for the first time, the general is good enough. Although one thing I will say is last year's general tickets were better because we had a table to write on, and this year's general tickets, for whatever reason, I talked to one of the guys, said it was a mishaps that they have a table to write on, but I didn't like that part. The people who paid for platinum got a table to write all their stuff. It could have been a mishaps, it have not been. That's the only thing I didn't really like about this year's conference, was not having the ability to write down everything down. I had to kind of hold it in my lap. I didn't kind of like that, but next year I won't have that issue. I'm just going to go ahead and pay for the executive and probably pay for the executive or CEO. Definitely I'm going to spend the money and invest in myself. So what I will say about this event is this: you're going to learn a lot. There's a lot of fundamentals that you're going to learn from Patrick and his team and the whole company that will help you. The Vault provides so much value, and this is not me being biased. I don't like to go to conferences a lot because I've gone to something that was just kind of bust. It's a waste of my time. I said what I said. Let me take that back. It wasn't a waste of my time. I should have extracted more from it and got more out of it. Whether I got some from the speaker, I should have made some connections, I should have talked to more people. So I changed my whole perspective on going to conferences now. So this is one of the ones that I go to that I like, several this year. This one is very educational. You're gonna learn about business, you're gonna learn about structure, you're gonna learn about speed, you're going to learn what is your best way to run your business. So one of the things that he talked about is who's your running mate. How are you gonna find someone to kind of run with you? Because you can't do business alone. You gotta find those people who are gonna run with you. Talk about the different personality traits in business. Talk about the different levels in business. You may have one entrepreneur, once he gets to $2-3 million, he's happy with his life, he doesn't want to progress. You may have another one that's like, no, that's not enough, I want to progress and progress. He tells you how to deal with all these different scenarios and all these different types and how to kind of structure a business. He even has one of his, I think his CFO guys that's helped him how to raise capital, how to present your elevator pitch. He just brings a lot of value in this conference. And this workbook this year, as you're working, you're writing, you're thinking, you're processing, you have homework, you have so much things to do in this workbook that it causes you to think. Let's get into the part that really had me thinking. It had me open wide and saying, hey, how do I run my business? Am I an effective leader? It had you question certain things that you should be questioning to see if you're doing what you're supposed to do. And when I went there were certain things that I was having some challenges with, certain things I need to learn. And I finally got, I was like, hey, it was so simple. You just said it. I was like, why does it not resonate with me before? So now I'm like, all right, cool. I need to do better as far as this aspect. This is where I'm struggling. This is where I need to grow. And then you're actually learning. He even gives you books you should be reading that helps cultivate these skills. So for me, the workbook is amazing. Get to learn learn with it and get to understand it. There's a few principles. I won't take you guys too long, but let me go into one of them that I like. Basically, he has the 6 strategies for replacing skills and transfers. So for example, list your tasks and skills that you want to transfer with, make into a protocol. That's one thing. Who is seasonal in your space? You may have someone right now that you think is there for long term, but they're not. You gotta identify that. We gotta know different languages spoken by different salespeople. A lot of things, different cultures in companies, certain things that you're trying to learn. That if you're a small company or even a mid-sized company, you can take from these things. If you're a solopreneur right now and you're by yourself, you don't have a team, these are things you need to start learning now to prepare so you can build for your team. These are skill sets you need to learn. So would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, they do a good job of developing leaders, culture, family based. He's big on family. So I like it. And if you're thinking about coming to the next one, I highly recommend you come. It's not me being biased. I'm not paid to tell you guys this. I just found so much value what they were bringing to the table, and it wasn't that much money. Now, they don't pitch you throughout the whole session. There's no pitch. It's literally getting value and information. What they say, valuetainment, is exactly what they're doing. They don't veer from that. They're giving you exactly what it is. And you learn these processes and systems to get better. So all I would say is if you're thinking about it, it's a good thing to go. Even if you pay for the general, just go ahead and do it. I would highly recommend you maybe do the platinum just in case, because it's a couple notches up, a couple $100 more, and you're gonna make some good connections, some good resources, and it's time for you to filter that stuff out too for those who you don't quite connect with. So another takeaway I wanted to just mention before I leave here, how to talk to people in sales. Like he practiced something that was so simple. When you're changing, sometimes the way you ask people certain things. So now if you hear me talking about language, I say, hey, can I propose a request? Just changing your lingo, how you do things. Looking at your team, see if they're like the value and what they bring to your team. They even like had me thinking of like, okay, well, who on my team that is doing this? It really, really helps you. But let me not rant. I'm going a little more than I need to. This book here definitely broke down his book. Your next 5 moves. Definitely, it's almost like the book and broken down in sections. So if you haven't got a copy, read it. It's definitely going to help you. And that's it. So thank you for tuning in the channel. If you found any value, if this brought you anything that you learned from it or make you make a decision to come in next year, hopefully I see you. If you're there, my name is Gene. I might be able to see you there. But if you kind of got anything from this, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to hear me discuss. In real estate, in my space, you have to self-develop in order to grow. If not, you remain stagnant. This is why I go to conferences. And sometimes it doesn't have to even be a real estate conference. You just go to the personal development conferences so you can get better. You want to get better at things so you can grow as an individual. These things not only help in your business, but it helps in your relationship with your kids, your wife, just in general. So thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Making real estate full circle, making life full circle, making everything whole. So thank you. See you soon on the next video.